Hello, I'm Mathieu from ludovox.fr and I'm going to give you an overview of Dragons. So Dragons is kind of a drafting game and a push-your-luck game. It is a game for 3 to 6 players ages 8 and up, and it plays for around 30 minutes. So in this game, you play as big dragons. So what do dragons want to do? They want to get the most riches, obviously. But you have to think about eating, so you will feast on cows and sheep. And if you feast less than the others, you may get eliminated if you're not big enough. So how do you play the game? You're going to play over the course of certain rounds, which are going to be seasons, and a season is basically made up with a deck, and you may play 3 or 4 seasons depending on the number of players. So you have a deck, you have one revealed cards per player at the beginning of a season, and you're going to take turns. Every player is going to take a turn, and at your turn, you're going to be faced with a single choice. Either you continue by taking a card, looking at it, and placing it on a pile, or you may want to get all the riches from one pile and pass for the remainder of the round of the season. So we're going to take turns, and we're going to probably make the stacks a bit richer every time. And at some point, for example, in this case, I am this yellow dragon and I love armory. So I may want to pass. So I'm going to lay my dragon down and take all of the cards from one stack, from any one stack. And I place them in my player area. I have passed for the remainder of the round, so the other players are going to take turns, and if there is only one player remaining, that player takes the last stack and the center deck. And this may be very helpful because that player may take a lot of cards. But the cards you're going to take are not always very easy to score with. So you're going to play either 3 or 4 rounds, as I told you, and at the end of the game, you're going to first eliminate the player who has eaten the less cows and sheep. So depending on the number of players, it may be the sum of animals or cows and sheep. So then you're going to count victory points, and the victory points are going to be determined by the type of cards that you've collected. For example, if you have coins, it's face value. This card is worth 3 victory points. The one ring is worth 7 victory points, but if you have only one of them. If you have 2 or more of them, they are useless because they are no longer unique, so no points for any of them. You also have the jewels. For every set of 3 identical jewels, you're going to get 10 points. You also have rubies and sapphires, and these are majority fights. If you have the majority of rubies, you gain 12 points. If you have the majority of sapphires among all players, you gain 12 points as well. You have the polish. The polish is going to give you square times the number of your polishes. In this case, you gained 4 points, but if I have 1 more polish, I get 9 points, because 3 by 3 is 9. You also have set bonuses if you have a full set of knights, so a shield, a sword, an armor, and a helmet. If you have all 4 of them, you get a huge bonus, and sometimes the cards may have multiple copies of the same item, allowing you to make multiple sets. So in this case, I have a lot of different sets. As you may notice, the cards are not always balanced the same, and this is basically because the game wants you to create uneven stacks, and you may make one stack a lot more attractive than another stack. And if a stack is too tempting, some people might pass and take that stack from you. And that could be the risk-taking, push-your-luck element of the game. So at the end of the game, you eliminate one person, you count the victory point totals of all players, and the highest score wins. So now, this is all about dragons. This is a push-your-luck and risk-taking game in which you want to get the most treasure and make the most of your seasons. So bye-bye, and see you on ludovox.fr.